I want to get into it. Kosher, right?
Yeah,
So was it especially with the Negroni in Manhattan involved vermouth, right? So that's not easy to come by kosher, at least good kosher, right?
right. Yeah. And the Negroni in Manhattan that we wanted to create was one that's closer to the flavor profile when it comes to vermouth, to like a Carpano Antica or a Koki, some of the higher and great vermouths of the world that are available. It was partially, we definitely had a mind to do these kosher. My brother will only drink kosher wine. I don't kind of stand to that, but he does, and others that we know, of course, do. And we always said it would be nice. What we ran into was our co-packing facility where we were packaging. Actually, as it turned out, was OK Kosher certified, and they hadn't really run into any issues with vermouth because primarily they package just straight spirits. They package bourbons and vodkas and gins, and they do that all day. Um, when it came to a product with vermouth, they said, we're going to need to ensure that it's kosher. And to my knowledge, it was probably the first time they ran into that. And so we did have to go back to it, and Kedem is the only kosher vermouth available in the United States. To my knowledge, you might know better, actually. Is that true?
As far as I know, when it comes to vermouth, I like to go to Israel and get my kosher vermouth.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause-
And
yeah.
our research, of course, like all the major brands make it kosher in Israel, but there's no importer that's bringing that stateside. So, the answer straightforward to what vermouth we have in there is the Kedem vermouth, and which is, I believe, is the royal wine vermouth.
I'm so thankful that for Kedem that there's a domestically produced kosher certified, both a red, a white vermouth. It's really great. It's not the greatest, which is all the more surprising that you guys are able to make such a great product using Kedem vermouth.
Yeah, and what we've done there, as I was saying, is like in trying to really, with Miles having done his gold standard using a Carpano or I think it was a Koki vermouth, that has a much bigger presence of some of those traditional botanicals and aromatics that would be in a vermouth. The angelica root, a lot of the herbs that are in there. And so what we did was basically do an additional sort of bonding or fortification with those botanicals. So it is that Kedem vermouth, but it's sort of reinforced by some of these flavors that are in a lot of these traditional vermouths that wouldn't be able to be in this product otherwise.